Hey there, StarCraft fans. This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with just a little bit of the backstory for today's cast. Alright, so by now you've heard of the passing of Incontrol. On July 21st, he passed away from a sudden illness, and the follow-up on the next day was that it was a blood clot in his lungs. He was in the hospital for an unnamed infection, and he didn't travel to Homestory Cup 19 as he had planned, but man, check this out. July 19th are his travel plans. August to September, Southern California, Sweden, Serbia, Utah, DC, Montreal, London, Utah, mid-September. Like, he has plans. He has plans for his life at this point, and then he's gone. Is what he is. It's just, it's hit me fairly hard here. We just recorded a podcast, Falcon Paladin Hour, talking about Incontrol a little bit, and what his loss means to the sport, to StarCraft 2. As a commentator, as a player, he's just always been there. And for him not to be at BlizzCon, and for him not to be at Homestory Cups and other smaller events throughout the year, just feels weird. It just feels so weird and so wrong. So, I'm gonna miss ya. I'm gonna miss you, Jeff, for sure. A weird thing is, I found this replay, this Incontrol replay, in my replay folder last week before he'd passed on, and said, you know what, I think I'll cast an Incontrol game. That'll be fun. So I found one of him versus GoOdy, and it was really fun, and I cast it, really enjoyed it. And I was hoping to tag him in the tweet for this game, but I was hoping he would see it, maybe give me some feedback on it, maybe he'd get a kick out of seeing a game he played, you know, a decade or more ago now, but that's not going to happen. And that's one of the things that is just hitting me right now. My one interaction, well, I had a couple interactions. Another crazy thing is I was talking to him on the Pylon Show Discord. Again, just on Friday, just on the 18th. We were talking, I wasn't one-on-one with him or anything. We were talking together about just, you know, what it is, Twitch. When Twitch chat is talking about mistakes that players are making at the professional level, how good at StarCraft do you have to be the person to do that? If you're only platinum in your own play, can you recognize a mistake somebody else is making at the professional level? And he seemed okay. He seemed fine. He seemed in good spirits. He was a little prickly, as he always was. But for that to happen and then for him just to be gone is insane. My one real-life interaction with him was, I was at PAX, the Penny Arcade Expo, back in 2013, and they had a StarCraft booth. StarCraft booth set up. StarCraft 2 was fairly new at this point. It was really exciting, and there's a lot of interest in it from people who'd never seen StarCraft 2 before, and Incontrol was there, and he was playing against scrubs. People were just coming up to the booth and waiting their turn, and he was just playing them, and he was playing random, and he wasn't really playing as hard as he could. He was, you know, getting into macro games with people who shouldn't have been in macro games with him. He was, you know, just having a good time, experimenting with different unit compositions and stuff, but he was winning everything. He wasn't letting anybody win, because that's not really his way, right? So I waited for about an hour to get up and play against him, because I wanted to play against a pro. I knew Incontrol. He was cool. So right as I'm getting up there, the announcer says, all right, it's about lunchtime here. We're going to take a break. Jeff needs a break. He's been playing StarCraft nonstop for like 4 hours. So we're going to do that, but we're going to do a couple games before then. So my game was one of those. So I get up there and I'm all excited. I'm like, all right, I'm going to get into a fake macro game with Incontrol. I can't beat him, obviously, at this point. I was like a Diamond 2, Diamond 1 Zerg, where I always live. And, yeah, so then, sorry, a bit of a blip there. It seemed like my recording software stopped, but it didn't. Anyway, so I get in there, and he proceeds to clinically bunker rush me to death in about 2.5 minutes. I drone scouted that thing. I saw what was coming. I was powerless to stop it, and I was salty. I was so upset by this, because I was expecting my fake macro game against Incontrol, but nope, he didn't have time for me. He was hungry. Probably. He was thirsty, probably. I mean, all this stuff is true and totally fair. But boy, was I upset. And it was just who he is, man. He had no problem crushing some random scrub who he didn't know, because it was lunchtime. He promised to play a game against me, and he did. He didn't promise anything else, and there was nothing else he was going to do. So yes, he had the prickly attitude. He had the prickly personality to a certain extent. But the number of stories I've seen on Twitter from people who say that, Jeff, I was at my first event live and I was playing and I was really nervous, and Jeff saw me. He didn't know me from Adam, and he just sat me down and We talked for 20 minutes, and I felt much better about myself when I was done. There are so many stories like this. Of just he was willing to do anything for his friends. He was willing to do most things for strangers if they needed help. So we're going to miss Incontrol for sure. That's just... I wanted to do an intro explaining what's going on here because you're about to watch a cast where I talk about Incontrol like he's still alive. Because he was when I cast this. There's no indication he was going to go, but he did. So hug your loved ones. That's one message I've seen from people posting about this is... If there's somebody you love, tell them you love them, hug them. Like, do whatever you need to do to express love for that person and let them know that you love them and they understand that. Because you never know when the people you love will be taken from you. This is one of those examples. So, enjoy the cast. That's going to be it. And let's get into the ZVP Brood War action. Hey there, StarCraft fans. It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, it's going to be a match between Incontrol and GoOdy here on Othello. I don't think I've ever cast a game on this map before, but let's go ahead and give it a quick overview. I'm not entirely sure what the purpose of these power generators are. Maybe it makes it easy to wall off, but you can destroy it if you're attacking. Yeah, so this is your natural, and this helps you wall off, but it can be destroyed. Okay, so, alright, so top left-hand corner here is the Brown Zerg player from the United States of America. It is Incontrol. You may have heard of him once or twice. And on the right side of the map, it is the purple Protoss player, GoOdy. He's German, and he is known for having fairly low APM compared to other players in StarCraft, but still doing a lot with it. So I'm interested to see how he's going to do this. We've got Kateran crystal formulation or formations up here. So they block off access to harassing the high ground here. Because look. Your natural base is here. Oh, but that's your main too. So, I don't know. We'll see what's in those crystal formations. Power generators make sense. Looks like it is a 4-player map. They just kind of spawned cross position here. And let's go ahead and turn the Fog of War back on. So, alright, what are we doing? What are we doing in this PvZ? Haven't cast one of these in a while, it feels like. And I love it. I love PvZ very, very much. As always, don't forget to hit that like button if you like these casts. It just helps me get more visibility across YouTube. More people will watch these. You can have better discussions in the comments. And it's good for you in a lot of ways. I also have been streaming here on YouTube Brood War streams. I'm not sure if you've noticed that or not, but I've been streaming replays sent to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com. Low-level stuff, sometimes higher-level stuff. Cast a very high-level, fastest map ever game in the last stream. The VOD is available here on YouTube, so check that out. It posted probably about a week ago or so. It was the stream for July, like 16th or 17th here on YouTube. There shouldn't be anything else around that date. Meanwhile, double gateway opening here. Interestingly enough, the Zealots are going to be ready to rock and ready to defend because guess who went pool first and is Ling attacking right now? The probe finds this with plenty of time to respond to it. GoOdy should be just fine. The probe probably going to die, but the defense should be pretty adequate, honestly. Just throw up maybe a pylon here to help wall this thing off, maybe cybernetics core down here, and the Zealots can hold against a good number of Lings. Are the Lings actually not moving out? Did the probe actually live? Incontrol, what happened? Why did you not chase the... Okay. He's preparing for attacks from GoOdy, interestingly enough. I mean, it is a 2-gate opening. The drone scouted that. So we saw there's going to probably be a lot of Zealots coming out. And there are 3 already with 2 more on the way. And still no sign of gas. And still no sign of a cybernetics core, obviously. So drone comes in and says, how many Zealots am I dealing with? 3. Okay, that's fine. Going to make more Zerglings here. And definitely going to throw up a Sunken or maybe 2 here at my natural base. Are the Lings going to come out? Oh, they see the 3 Zealots and they say, you know what? I bet we can surround and kill this with the number of Lings that we have here. Yeah, I think so. There are some Man, this is a really aggressive play from GoOdy. It's costing him economically. Oh, killing the probes was incredible there. The probes go down. That was extra DPS that GoOdy was counting on. Or maybe he's trying to throw up a pylon or something. I don't know. There's no forge, so cannons would be interesting, but that's not what we're doing. And yeah, this is just a Bisu build. You just go for a lot of Zealots. Keep the Zealot pressure up. Double Sunkens on the way here. Well, creep colonies anyway. Sunkens are fast, dude. They're pretty fast to build. Zealot count 4 is pretty intensely scary. Oh, okay, that's a hatchery, actually. I thought that was a Sunken. The size is the same relatively if you don't... Anyway. Yeah, I think at this point, Incontrol is just fine, but he's going for the surround anyway here. And pretty good micro here from GoOdy, trying to avoid getting surrounded, but that's just too many Lings. There is no going home from that position, and that was a crushing from Incontrol. Alright, more Zealots move it across the map, but then they turn around and say, never mind. We're worried about our future salvation here. This really felt like a cheesy play out of GoOdy, but it's not working out. And as a result, he's going to lose more Zealots. And by that I mean, he's going to lose one more Zealot. Wow, that was a lot of injured Lings. And that hurt. That actually hurt quite a bit. So 3 Zealots are deciding to push on out now. We killed a ton of Zerglings. We could probably get something done here, but that wall combined with the sunken back here, I don't know. I don't know if you can get a lot done, especially with 3 more sets of Lings on the way. Now, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a fairly tight hold. Nah, not with the extra Lings that are still on the way here. These 3 Zealots can't do anything, but maybe 4 and 5 can help. I don't know. He's still doing Zealots and just barely taking his gas. And starting a Cybernetics core here at 5 minutes. So fantastic opening. Man, I really, really like these Foreigner Brood War replays. They are super duper aggressive. If you didn't catch Straylock versus Drewby the other day, man, you missed out. You should watch it. You should watch Straylock versus Drewby because it is a ton of fun from start to finish. If you clicked on this, you probably watched that as well. I don't know. I'll put a link to it maybe in the top right here if you remind me. It'll help me get that. So Zealot count is 6. Ling count looking okay, but Sunken extra shots here. Another Sunken getting started now from Incontrol. More Zealots still streaming, man. Again, this is a Bisu build. I've seen Bisu take down Zerg players with this and this alone. Just Zealots upon Zealots upon Zealots upon Zealots. But Incontrol went pool first and was ready for it. I think he was trying to be aggressive and it just kind of worked out for him that way. Where he had enough Lings to defend, too. He's also doing a great job saturating his natural base here. Double Sunken is enough to deter most harassment, if we're honest with ourselves. Good job pulling the drones anyway. And then just, you know, not crazy overdrawing, going for Metabolic Boost. Got an Overlord scouting what GoOdy's up to over here. This is great. Citadel of Adun coming in. Stargate as well. Probably going to be a Corsair or 2. Hydralisk Den gets started immediately upon scouting that Stargate, just to make sure he has some Hydras to deal with it, as he doesn't have time to get to Lair and to Spire and to Scourge. Some Lings do manage to sneak out, though. Oh, this is not bad. This is 6 Lings against 2 Zealots, though, and especially with that wall we've got set up, you're not getting through that. I think Incontrol is going to see it and then say, nah, not getting up that ramp. Another Zealot is here. Templar Archives on the way from GoOdy off of 1 base, trying to kill these workers. But again, if you come in too far, you get punched by a Spine Crawler, which is bad. Yeah, the Lings for Incontrol just go home. They've got speed now. Hydras coming in. Speed for Hydras is the priority here, as Corsairs are zippy. Lings trying to go for that wraparound. Kind of in range. The Sunken is hammering away at one of those Zealots. Yeah, push him into the Sunkens. That's what you got to do. And all the Zealots die. There are still 3 back home, but that was it. That was a lot of Zealots produced by GoOdy, and every single one of them is toast now. So 1 base to 2 base. Incontrol is good to probably not expand at this point, as again, a 1 basing Protoss is pretty scary and can still throw a ton of stuff at you. If they expand, it slows them down, and their army is going to be smaller. At least for the time being, and then you can expand to be safe. Yeah, if these Zealots cannot handle... Well, no, they can handle these Lings. The Lings can't handle the Zealots. Hydra's actually pushing out. They're like, you know what we don't need is all the Hydras back home to deal with Corsair that is moving out here. Do you have a kill, Mr. Corsair? Nope. Shikakazor. Is that what they say? Is that what Corsairs say, or is that what Arbiters say? Oh, Overlord gonna die. Middle of the map. Does not have speed. Speed is not on the way. He toast. Yeah, Lings aren't breaking this. Hydras, maybe. Although they seem to be more interested in protecting this Overlord and maybe catching Corsairs as they fly across the map. But yeah, man, that Templar Archives is done, and Storm is on the way, and Zealot Legs is almost complete. This is looking pretty interesting from GoOdy. Again, low econ stuff here, guys. We're 10 minutes in, and we're on 2 bases and 1 base, respectively. Yeah, you don't have enough time to kill this Overlord. There are Hydras on the ground very nearby. The Corsair has to get out. So, yeah. Lair just about done. Probably going to see a Spire to make some Scourge to discourage these Corsair even further. Zealots with legs pushing out, though. Round 2 Zealot attack is here. Man, Lurkers would be fantastic for In Control, but I'm not sure that he can get them up in time. Not even close, man. He's getting a Spire. You really should move these Hydras back behind these buildings. If you have them in the front, they're going to get chewed up. These Overlords are messing up with our views In Control, by the way. I know you probably want detection in case there's DTs, but man. All right, Hydras spreading out. Hydra Ling pretty good against Zealot. GoOdy turns tail and runs from that position. High Templar are in production and finally expanding. At 9 minutes and 47 seconds here is GoOdy. Going for that natural. He was really trying hard to kill In Control fast here. It did not work out for him. As a result, he is expanding. Ling Hydra, pretty intimidating coming across the map right now. Yeah, they've got the range upgrade. They've got the speed upgrade. I think they have the range upgrade. Shoot something far away, Hydralisks. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's beautiful stuff. Storm is going to have to save the day here. If there wasn't Storm, GoOdy would be dead. Ready? Hey-oh, Storm! Oh, now the Zealots get in there and say, we can take your weakened Storm-crushed bodies. Especially because we have speed. We're just focusing. Man, alive Zealots are so good against Hydras. Look at that. Just chomping them right on down there. It's 58 to 39 supply in favor of the Protoss. That seems bad. I mean, sure. In Control as a Zerg player should be down in supply for some time here, but goodbye, Corsair. I don't think you got a single kill today. Maybe one. Maybe you did get a single kill today.
All right. Somebody just tweeted at me. Twitter.com/FalconPaladin. Third base coming up from In Control, but it is a mineral-only position. Oh, double expanding. There we go. That's what we're talking about. Taking this gas, taking those minerals. This should be good stuff. Mutalisks are here, and the Corsair count is 0, as far as I can tell from GoOdy. So this might be a problem for these Zealots if Mutas start popping anytime soon. Archon's on the way. And yeah, but you know what? I was going to say, maybe you just jump on that base and try to kill it, but the Mutas are intimidating as all get out, and you just are constantly taking damage from above, and you can't do anything about it, so the Zealots are heading home. So base saved because Mutalisks exist. Lurker aspect, about 40% complete. But yeah, I'm at twitter.com/FalconPaladin and facebook.com/FalconPaladin. If you ever want to get notified of when new videos post or when I'm going live on Twitter or Twitch, or YouTube, that's a good place to go. Alright, so Muta's harassing a bit, losing one Mutalisk in the process, nothing too crazy. Working on further upgrades here is In Control. He's doing a great job just balancing droning up as well as making army to defend exactly what GoOdy's throwing at him. GoOdy does have Storm, which is going to be pretty fantastic against both the Hydras, the Lings, and the Lurkers all together here. Corsairs are now in production. The Mutas made themselves known, so it's time for Corsairs to get back on the menu, boys. But the longer this goes for In Control, the better I think it is for him. He's doing a fantastic job. Third base, fourth base. I mean, 4 basing versus a 2. It makes sense that In Control would be doing better here than GoOdy is. 195 APM for In Control, 116 for GoOdy. As I said, consistently lower APM, but he's been able to do a lot with it. I actually started playing Brood War in 2001. A friend introduced him to the game back then. And actually got started on Big Game Hunters is where he really fell in love with the game, which I think a lot of people are the same. A lot of people love the arcade. A lot of people love the custom maps available in Brood War. And a lot of people are upset that StarCraft 2 didn't do as good a job making the custom maps more of a thing for people. Because ladder's not for everyone. Ladder's very competitive and it's difficult. A lot of people play, yes, but more people, I think, at the Brood War scene played, you know, used map settings maps than the ladder. I think that's what the numbers show, especially as we get more and more over time. People are just like, I can't keep up with the ladder. It just takes a lot. It's very hard. It's frustrating. So many people are way better than I am, but if you jump into a 4v4 Big Game Hunters, it doesn't matter as much. You know, just a little bit more fun. All right, here comes GoOdy, Zealots, Dragoons, and Archon in the mix, and some Storm. And the Corsair, which is probably going to die. Jeez. Lurkers are present, which means you probably want to storm those suckers sooner rather than later. Nice storm dodge from In Control, though. Shutting that sucker down, for sure. Oh, good storm on the drone line, though. That was not bad. Where'd you sneak that over? Just came right up here, it looks like. Huh. Muta counterattack, diving on in. There are so many cannons at the natural base, though, so that's probably not going to happen. Army coming around on the right side to an entirely unprotected 4th base. If they hit up, they know that's there because the Corsair has been scouting. If they get there, it'd be nice. Ultralisk Cavern coming in and 6 Lurkers in production, but are they in time to save this hatchery? I don't think they are. The Army response time is pretty much nil right now for In Control. He's going to lose this hatchery and all of his drones. There's no saving any of this. He's not even moving to do so right now. He recognizes what's going on there. Lurkers burrowing in. A lot of drones transferring over to the 3rd base to replace the ones that died. Mutalisks just trying to find what damage they can, but the Dragoons are here. And they have +1 attack versus the no upgrades for the Mutalisks, so they're going to be especially good. Overlord gets killed by Dragoons and Corsair working in tandem. So 3 base, soon to be 3 basing Protoss versus 3 basing Zerg. Again, no, oh, there's gas here actually. So yeah, this is getting a little bit touch and go here for In Control. GoOdy has shown I will be aggressive, but I can also recover from a failed, very aggressive opening and still be on even footing with you, if not be in a better position at about the 15-minute mark, which is a good skill to have, man. It's really excellent. He's got the Storm, he's got the Zealots, he's got the Dragoons. Ultralisks are on the way. And none of this is all that good against Ultra, as it turns out. What you're going to want are Reavers. What you're going to want are a lot of Archons, just brawing onto them all the time. Kindness plating on the way from the Ultras, making them even tankier. Going for that 6 total armor you can get with that +3 Carapace and the native armor they come with, and the Kindness plating. Probe down, Army moving up. GoOdy feels like he's ready to rock here, and he may very well be. Ultras are out, though. Man, Ultras and Lurkers, are you going to attack into this for reals? I would honestly maybe work on denying bases if I was you, rather than attacking into this entrenched position. It looks real scary. Ling's coming into the 3rd base of GoOdy. Surprise, though. Man, those cannons die fast too, Zerglings, I tell you what. Especially 1/1 Lings, and that base is toast. And that forces GoOdy's hand. He has to come in here now. Storm going down. Archon trying to deal with these Lings, but getting surrounded horribly, almost dead. Pulling back to get out of the range of the Lurker spines. GoOdy. Storm taking out a Lurker and a Hydralisk at the same time. Actually, the Ultras getting caught up on the Archons. The Dragoons hitting them from distance, and by golly, GoOdy wins that engagement quite well. A couple Lurkers come in, but Dragoons versus Lurkers are beautiful. Dark Swarm does not exist. You need Dark Swarm at this stage of the game here, but went for Ultras instead. Again, counterattack on that 3rd base was massively important for In Control. Keeping this base alive, really important for In Control too. Man, so many drones have gone down. The Mutas and the Lings come in and just desperately try to make something happen here. The Corsair does get picked off. Lings are all dead. Trying to snipe down the High Templar, and they do, but the Mutalisks are all going to die. We got more Ultras and more Lings in production all the time. Lings, damn. Trying to snipe down a Dragoon or 2, but they're severely outnumbered in that position. So the good news here for In Control is he kept his 3rd base. The bad news is he lost most of his army, but he was able to kill most of GoOdy's here too. A handful of Dragoons shamefacedly head on back home. 3rd base got wrecked in the meantime. The counterattack was really well done from In Control. And Ultras popping out. Brop. Yeah, still going Ultras here. I mean, they didn't do super well in that last battle. And they are working on further at Carapace, though, which is going to be super useful. Ling's trying to jump on top of the Dragoons, but guess who are here? Zealots. Zealots are present, and the Zealots have +2 attack, which means nom. Gonna chew up those Lings very efficiently. Archons coming in, High Templar being produced. 3rd base trying to be replanted here, and another replacement 4th down the left side here for In Control. Yeah, man, just more and more Ultras. Ultra Ling. It's almost like it's a ZVT that he's playing, but I don't know. It's working out for him so far, I'd say. Supply blocking control would be nice, but even killing these overlords will not do it. Good scouting, though. That does allow the Ultra Army to respond appropriately to this situation. Alright, Ling's trying to get on top of the Dragoons, and the Ultras are dealing with the Zealots. Great control there from Incontrol to make sure the Dragoons are being dealt with by the Zerglings. Archon. Yeah, Archon Dragoon, not bad actually against Ultra. This guy can tank pretty hard, and not forever, obviously. Man, they've got that 5 armor. They're just kind of moving across here. Third base under... this might be the death knell for GoOdy. I don't know if you can afford to lose this base. Yeah, those are cracklings right on top of your stuff. Thank you for asking. 4th base, happily mining a little bit. Observer sees this, and it's 102 to 67 supply. Yeah, Ultralisks on top of cannons. Storm happening here, too. Not any more Storm, though, as the High Templar wishes he had some more to work with. Cannon down to Lings and Ultralisks. This natural base is toast, although Incontrol being a little bit circumspect here, pulling back. As more reinforcements do come out, Defender's advantage is here. Incontrol spending his gas exceptionally well. Only has a 90 gas in the bank, which means he just made 7 Ultralisks. 7 Ultras at once. There's one unit I like watching be mass-produced. It's Ultralisks. You make 8 or more, and I will be an excited Zerg fan. Still not working on that additional Carapace, but I think that's going to be okay. I mean, GoOdy's on 2 bases. He's mined out of his main right now, so his income is pretty abysmal. He's making some DTs, which are actually pretty good against everything here, if they can remain cloaked. The problem against Zerg is they've got these overlords, see, everywhere, and the overlords all have detection. And I don't know how DTs are viable at all. But they are. It turns out they are against Zerg, even though overlords you'd think would have everything taken care of. They don't. DTs can make stuff happen. That's what the Corsair DT builds are all about. So DT's sneaking up this left way. There are Scourge here and some overlords, but there's not actually anything on the ground. Oh, there's a lurker. There's a single lurker stabbing away at that DT. And he gets 2 drone kills. All right, that was not super effective. DT coming up to this top right base that Incontrol has set up for a 5th. Just now popping. Drones are here. Nidus Canal ready to reinforce at a whim. And does he know this one's here? I mean, it's some good harassment here from GoOdy. Can he get back into this game is the question. Yeah, see, that instant reinforcement is so good. But GoOdy at this point needs to take a... He is. Okay, so he's just now started warping in his 3rd base to replace that one, but he is behind on total base count. Overall, it's 149 to 84 supply, and Incontrol is... I mean, he's... I'm not going to say it, but he's looking good. I'm not going to say he's in control. Okay, so Ling Ultra versus this Zealot Archon play. Maybe not super great, but like compositionally not super good, but I like the wraparound here on the Ultralisks. I really do. And that's just too much stuff. Lings are not bad against Archons if you have enough numbers, and that's your good game. GoOdy taps out Incontrol with the single G. And Incontrol, the Zerg player, gets the win in a 22-minute and 52-second setup here. Oh, incredible, incredible, incredible stuff here from Incontrol. Man, what a game. It was fast. 2-gate Zealot opening for GoOdy. Incontrol did pretty well. He didn't lose his natural or this macro hatch, and that's pretty much all you need to do for the 2-gate Zealot push. Hydralisks came out in time. Lurkers came out in time. Corsair didn't find very many Overlords to destroy. And then just teched up to Ultralisk. Teched up to Adrenal Cracklings. Adrenal Gland Zerglings. Wow. Words are really difficult. Very difficult, as it turns out. And boosh. yeah, just got additional bases up in time and time and time. Was able to snipe this third base a few times. Actually getting it here too. Because why not? I mean, if you're winning the engagement here, sneak some lings off to take down the third base at the same time because you can. So Incontrol looking good. GoOdy did some really good stuff there. Love the Storm. Love the Archons in the mix too, but just not enough. Economically, he couldn't hold up. Losing that third base more than once was a death knell. And he tapped out. Overall, 135,000 points for Incontrol, 113 from GoOdy. 258 units killed by the Protoss, but 433 produced by Incontrol, so that number tells you everything you need to know. Structures raised, 18 by Incontrol. Again, not that fair when there's a Zerg on the map, but whatever. And then resources telling the story again. 10,000 gas mined for Incontrol, 7,000 for GoOdy, 29,000 to 23,000 for minerals, and 39,000 spent to 30,000 spent for GoOdy. That is 10,000 more resources of units. That's a lot of Ultralisks, you guys. A lot of lings. So GG to Incontrol, getting the victory there for Zergs everywhere. And that is going to be it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.